Hello my dear friends, I hope you all are doing good. This is Prashant Nane and I warmly welcome all of you to StudyIQ. Look at the map of North Korea and South Korea. Today I have a bit of different challenge for you. There is an imaginary line that is passing from, roughly speaking, this part here. And this line has a specific name, so you have to give me the name of this line. And whilst going through once you find the name of this line, make sure you go through the history of this line as well, because you know that North Korea has been in news, or this part of the world has been in news for a very long time. And as we are speaking now, the latest news says that North Korea has successfully tried intercontinental ballistic missile which can target the mainland of USA. So this is I believe you may be asked a question on any different things associated with this part of the world. With this, dear friends, tomorrow is the last date, that is 30th November. You have what, 24 hours to go. Make sure you make the most out of this flat 35% that is available on our pen drive and tablet courses. Any question, queries, make sure you give us a call on this number. You have chat support available as well, just in case if you find any problem in getting a sort of connection with these numbers, then do let me know in the comment section of this video and I will sort it out for you. With this, dear friends, yesterday we were talking about agriculture. It was a focus topic of yesterday's discussion. And one more thing that I would like to add here is that today's discussion you can add on to what we have discussed yesterday. Of course, we are going to talk about different thing today, because as it is in the news, it is not pertaining exactly to what we discussed yesterday, but adding bits and pieces from all different sources. Of course, I will provide you mains, or you can say the focus topic, as well as you will have some other bits and pieces. You can add them together and this will give you a sort of holistic, or you can say a big picture regarding that particular topic. Now, Union Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Minister has said that Indian agriculture has made rapid growth in food, fruits, vegetables, dairy and fishery production. No doubt about it. But let's take example of fruits. We talked about it yesterday, banana and grapes. You know that we are producing huge amount of, in terms of quantity, we are producing them in huge amount, but our exports are not matching our production. So there are issues associated with all different items here, but today our focus is on this peri-urban agriculture. What this peri-urban agriculture means, I believe with the help of this picture it would be much more clear to you. See here, you can see a big city, and right next to the city you can have your agricultural land. And this is not something quite strange, but what is happening at present is that the cities are expanding, and most of the items are coming from different parts of our country. This is of course adding more cost in terms of transportation, and the way cities are expanding, we need the cities are a place of diversity, isn't it? And we have climate change is also taking place at the same time, so we have to ensure that the best practices are applied in our city as well. And peri-urban agriculture is all about small and large scale agriculture production, right, which will be done around the cities. So you can understand that proximity or closeness to the city will reduce transportation cost. The other thing is that whatever you produce will quickly reach the direct consumer. So in this way, this storage cost will come down as well, and all this greenhouse gases emitted from transportation as well as cold storages will come down. So it is going to be a win-win situation. So this are though a couple of points in favor of this peri-urban agriculture. You should keep them in mind, and this is, I believe, a very important topic as well. Whenever you will talk about peri-agriculture in interview, or say for example you find questions based on agriculture, particularly in Civil Services Examination and other national and state level examinations, then you find that whenever you stick this peri-agriculture, peri-urban agriculture idea in your answer, if it requires, if the question is asking you how we can sort out things and things like that, then mention of or pointing this thing as an example, I believe will fetch good marks to you as well. It will make your answer stand out from your competition. With this, dear friends, The minister has talked about many schemes, and I can assure you that in future, whenever we will get enough time, then we will discuss about these schemes as well. But let me briefly give you idea of this mission for integrated development of horticulture. In short, it is known as MID. So here horticulture is associated with fruits and vegetable production, right? So keep this thing in mind. The second thing is Rashtriya Gokul mission, associated with bovine animals, and it is about conserving and developing indigenous breed, and white revolution is associated with bovine animals. Then we have blue revolution. It is about deep sea fishing. Not only deep sea fishing, but other things are there as well, but deep sea fishing or fisheries is one of the most important portion of blue revolution. And for knowing more about deep sea fishing, dear friends, there is a special video lecture I have delivered it, and the topic of that lecture is the issue that is going on between India and Sri Lanka, fishermen's issue. If you go through that lecture, then you will find that I have defined what deep sea is, how it is beneficial, what are the advantages of deep sea fishing, and what are the negative sides of trawling and other things. So I would recommend that keep it in your to-do list, and make sure you go through this lecture of India Sri Lanka fishermen issue in terms of this deep sea fishing. With this, dear friends, honey revolution, we know that nowadays we have this non-communicable diseases going up, and sugar is one of the main culprit. So honey can be a good substitute, and for that we have to look after honeybees as well, and climate change and other things are associated with the survival of honeybees. With this, you have this Krishi Vikas, Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana. Remember, we have talked about it in detail, and in future, whenever we will have an opportunity, at that point of time, we will talk about in detail on these things, honey revolution and blue revolution, or sweet revolution. Honey revolution is also known as sweet revolution. So all these things. With this, dear friends, very good news is coming from INSV Tarini, associated with defense news, but I must say that this is a very exciting journey in itself, this INSV Tarini. You know that rare as well as you can say brave girls of our country, they are on a mission to circumnavigate the whole world, and this mission is, or you can say this is not just a sake of fun. Dear friends, I strongly believe that rather than physical fitness, it is your mental fitness that is required. Of course, physical fitness is required. You need best of both, but it is your mental fitness or your attitude that will define whether you will take this journey, or whether you will take this sort of you can say challenging journey. And you can directly relate this thing with your competitive exam as well. Dear friends, preparing for competitive exam is not tough when you have positive attitude. Anything that you do, if you have a smile in your face and your heart, and if you are enjoying the things that you are doing, then the things become very easy as well, and the result as well will have a considerable, you can say there will be a huge gap between the outcome of thing that you have done with a miserable face and a happy face. Anyways, dear friends, this is the whole journey chart here, started from Goa, then last time when we talked about it, it was in Australia. Now it is in New Zealand, and then from here it will reach Falklands and Cape Town, and then it will be back here. One of the main idea behind this mission is to prove that girls or women are not inferior to boys and men, which is very right. With this, let's move ahead, and one more news that is associated with Lok Sabha as well as women's empowerment. We have got new Secretary General of Lok Sabha, Snehlata Srivastava, and she will replace Anup Mishra, and her appointment is approved by Speaker Sumitra Mahajan, who herself is a lady. The other thing is, dear friends, this is the first time that the Lok Sabha is going to have a woman Secretary General. With this, let's crack on to our focus topic of the day. It is pertaining to Global Entrepreneurship Summit 2017. Now you would be thinking that I would explain what are the good sides of these things and how business is going to go up and things like that. No, dear friends, today I am going to talk about a dark side of this summit. A dark side means the negative side of this summit. See, the thing is, a couple of days ago I provided you a picture challenge, and it was Char Minar. Remember Hyderabad's Char Minar? I'm sure you have that PDF file. Go through that PDF file again and observe the picture. Observe that picture, and do observe the visit of Ivanka Trump and Char Minar. You will find a huge difference between both these things. The thing is, dear friends, all of the sudden, right, very strangely, the local administration of Hyderabad got, I don't know from where, they had some energy drink or something. They got huge amount of energy, and they are cleaning things and painting. They painted all these areas nearby this Char Minar, and mysteriously dogs are not seen on the street, and beggars are gone as well. I don't know whether this Global Entrepreneurship Summit has got something for the beggars as well, that all of a sudden they have made money and they have started living in bungalows or somewhere. So this is the situation, and this is how things do take place in our country. We know that whenever any important minister, CM or president or prime minister is visiting different parts of country, then we see that all of a sudden the potholes will be repaired, and it is a very it seems that we are one of the biggest fools in the world, right? I'm sorry to say this, but consider this thing, that election time, these people promise lots and lots of things, isn't it? It applies to all party, may it be BJP, Congress or SP or whatever party you can take, right? Applies to everyone. That's what they do. You go through a very tough examination and you prepare for it and things like that. You go through these books and constitution and what is governance and things like that. But as soon as, I don't know what happens, what goes wrong, as soon as they join this thing, all of a sudden they become part of this, you can say, this lazy or delaying, all the time delaying administration, isn't it? There are hardly few cities they work in a proactive manner, and I must say it is not only the politicians who are at fault here, it is the public as well, because as a society we never care about this sort of things. We never discuss about this sort of things, right? We talk about that most of the time we find some controversial things that have been talked about. Anyways, this global GES 2017 was co-hosted by India and USA, and we know that US delegation was led by Ivanka Trump, who is the daughter of President of United States of America. She is also official advisor to the President of USA, and when the President was not there in the country for G20 summit, she was filling the gap. Basically, she was acting president at that point of time. Now, this also forces me to think that we are talking about the oldest democracy of the world, and the administration of this oldest democracy of the world is quite dynastic, isn't it? The other thing is that she has her own fashion brand. Now, one more thing that I would like to say here, that I have nothing personal against Trump family or Ivanka Trump, right? This is a thing that I am sharing with you based on the research or the things that have came across me. So here is the picture of Prime Minister Modi and Ivanka Trump, and you can see here a robot. So remember, the name of this robot is Mitra. Now the theme of this GES 2017 is Women First, Prosperity for All, and in her book Ivanka writes that improving the lives of working women is her life's mission. But according to an investigation that is done by Washington Post, now Washington Post is one of the most reputed newspaper in the world, and it says that it has came out with a study that this Ivanka Trump's business or her this fashion brand, there is no sort of monitoring been done regarding the treatment that female workers get, or the people who are employed in the factories. You know it very well that cloth making and shoe making and this fashion industry factory is located in this developing world. You can include ASEAN countries in it. You know it very well in India, and Bangladesh is number one when it comes to producing garments and things like that. But we also know the condition of these people, right? They have to work 18 hours. The money that they get is less than minimum wage, which is illegal. And I'm sure you might have observed this thing, that when you purchase branded clothes, then many a times you find that they are made in India or made in when you buy it from abroad, then you find that it is made in India. In India we find many times made in Bangladesh and Vietnam and other places. Now we know the condition, right? It is this is something we don't have to go to business school to understand this thing. If we are living in India, we know that the companies do come here, or this business process outsourcing is here because it works out a bit cheaper here. But many a times we find that this BPOs are entering into or are being carried out in countries where labor laws are you can say labor laws are designed, or they provide a sort of advantage to these multinational companies. So this is a dark side of it, and you can understand that this sort of things are basically squeezing the labor and squeezing the people, treating them treating them in such a way that they are not human beings. With this, dear friends, you have answers. Answer is Amir Chand, Awadh Bihari and Bal Mukund, and Bhagat Singh he wrote that book, Atheist one. And today's questions, dear friends: the Panchayati Raj is based on the principle of decentralization, devolution, democratic deconcentration, or democratic decentralization. And second question is, which of the following port is oldest in India? Chennai, Mumbai, Kolkata, or Visakhapatnam? With this, dear friends, 35% off. Last date 30th November. We have interesting other videos as well on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe. If you want the PDF file of this lecture, if you want, I can share. Of course, you get it from our Telegram channel, but if you want, I can share it on my FB page as well. You can download it from there, and I hope that you will share it with other people as well. With this, I end this discussion here. You all enjoy your studies. Jai Hind.